Hello everybody. Let's see, do I have everything going on correctly? I think I do. Let's see, we're gonna improve the networking today. Let me just put on there. And I will stream also on Discord for anyone who's there. Boom. Okay. So right now, well, we got the game and we can spawn in some enemies here. There they are. And there's a few more. But right now we're kind of like, I don't know, it's not really easy to see, but what I'm basically doing right now is that I'm doing just teleportation of updates, update teleportation. So I just send a new position where you should be at, and that's pretty much it. And yeah, we want to move away from that. We want to move into something more smoother. So instead of doing just bam, new position, we're gonna find kind of like a dead reckoning where we'll have like where we have something and then we'll just interpolate, we'll move forward this direction until we get an update to move in another direction. That's what we'll do. And I have already written a little bit, or with help of Claude, a little bit of how we'll approach this. So that's what we'll do. And yeah. Wait, where's the chat? There's the chat. Hello, Penguin Operator. I've moved from inner Hodar. No, so no stream will be skipped. I'm in Stavropol Krai right now. Damn. Where is that? But yeah, let's start taking care of these things. I think we can first of all move into shared, and we will take the net. We can add a packet. Russian mainland. Ooh, okay. Is it cool? Now I read this probably like 10 times already and tried to make sure that it actually makes sense, all of these things, but I pretty much know what we're supposed to do. We're first gonna create this update motion packet, right? And this is basically gonna replace our update transform, and it's also gonna replace our update rotation, which actually it's already in here. But I wonder if you could get rid of this one at the same time. Maybe we could. I will have to look into it because it would be pretty good if you could. Because it's the same logic, it's just annoying that it's but they have to be separate. Just Google. I will DDoS you now. I will find out where you live. Aha! I knew you lived somewhere here. Is it like a lot of open landscape or? Oh, it's down there. I'm up here. I'm like over here, somewhere there. Yeah. Wait, yeah. Helsinki is here. If I see this correctly, or am I dumb? What the fuck? Wait. Okay, yeah, somewhere there. That's crazy. But yeah, that's what we'll do. So let's create that structure first of all. Const update motion struct, and we will have a ID of u32, and then we'll have position, rotation. We could probably, I don't have written it like that, but vector and velocity. It's a new thing. Velocity. And then tick will be important now. Yeah, this is pretty much just when we do this, we'll get a position for the ID, so we'll put it some for an entity, and then a rotation, and then we'll have also a velocity at how much it should move per tick then, or tick multiplied by time. So you can define it as seconds, or if you want to per tick, I think we'll see. Yeah, per time, my bad. And then this is also adding a tick counter for the server. Hello, Freezy Kid. I already got this actually. I'm gonna move this. Well, we can keep that still there actually. And we'll go into server here, and I will open it. So I already got a tick counter here, which should be accurate. I think. I hope. And then also we need to add in the acknowledge when we get a new, gonna take also in the initial tick for this, for the player that gets connected, so they know which tick they're on when they get this. Naive update motion emit every tick. So this is basically gonna replace our current let's see, our current, why is there a problem? Right, yeah, good. The network manager doesn't like that we're not, oh wait, the acknowledge doesn't take in the tick. Yeah, we do need to send info tick, so we get that. And then, what? We need to tell them what it's, my bad, I was like, why is this not working? Need to tell it also, it's the tick, the tick. So, and that should be fine. I don't know why it's complaining. U64, a U32 should be enough. I'm gonna change it. $34, $32. And let's see the info. I recently started learning Vulkan because your streams have inspired me. I've always wanted to learn Vulkan but never had the time due to working on other projects. I'm currently learning about validation layers. Awesome! There is actually a new video which I'm trying to come through to watch, but like I only watch videos when I eat, and I eat like for 5 minutes and then I'm like done, so I never get to watching this thing completed, like ever. But let me see if I can find it. There it is. This one. That's why I started watching your old videos. Oh, I don't know if they're that educational about how to use Vulkan, but if it works for you, that's great. I have gotten recommendations to also maybe do, I would recommend, I haven't seen it myself yet, you know, but I think it's pretty decent, at least the first 20 minutes. But I have gotten recommendations to maybe do some kind of like tutorials on Vulkan, how to set it up and the code when I see it. Okay, you actually, okay, that's great. But yeah, we're gonna change this to be a U32 for the ticks. And now what we can do with this on the server side, we can go back to the network manager, and in here, I read your code. Oh, okay, you, damn. Bro, it's not the best code. I'm a bit ashamed, but I'm happy if it helps. But what we'll do here now, usually what I just do is just update all of the entities. Wait, hold on, where do I do that? I know I do it. Wait. Spawn, despawn, and then transform here. Because this is iterating all of the clients. This is just a function, yeah. So what we could do here, now we're actually gonna move bullets to also be part of the updating system, but you know, it's okay. For now, you sound so different. What happens in your, wait, what? You sound so what happened in your trip also? You look like you just took a shower. Am I wet? Because I haven't showered today at all. That's maybe I'm just sweating like crazy. Do I sound different? How so? Maybe I'm getting sick. Maybe I'm just getting sick, you know. That's probably the reason. Let's change this. Boom. Paste that. Damn it. Ah, it's okay. I know what I'm doing. And 4. Yeah, see, I knew that. Do you want to send that reliably or unreliably? Wait, am I reading this thing? Update motion emit every wire the packet up to dumbest way the work for every dynamic entity, send update motion with current position and rotation and velocity left at 0. No math client, just teleport the Yep. So what? Oh, it's update transform. We're not doing update transform. We are doing. I don't think it's here. We need to reload the LSP. And we're gonna do a. Am I blind? Am I still not? Am I not seeing it? Yeah, no, it's not there. Obviously, it's not there because of. It's gonna be a server to client packet this thing. Update motion. So we're gonna add it in here. We can actually get rid of the update transform. No longer need that. And we're gonna call it update motion. It's a update motion. And let's see. I'm thinking I still would really like to get rid of this thing, and they should not be animation state, should just be state, but you know I'm dumb, so we're calling it that. Update motion. Yeah, my LSP not with me. And then what we'll do is that we'll also pass in the dot unreliable, no delay. And then let's see, do I get LSP here? No LSP. Just network manager server. Now we get LSP. There, ID. This is pretty much the same thing that we already got for the other ones. We can actually do this, and we can take this in here. What the fuck just happened? So different. The create info stuff in Vulkan is kinda confusing me. I'm guessing I'm gonna have to learn how to make render paths due to my GPU not being compatible with dynamic rendering. Yes, it's not that bad. It's just really convenient to use dynamic rendering. But also for your create info, they're quite. I think they're like. You just need like a kind of like an. It's literally what the struct name says. A create info. It's information about how to create the Vulkan object or structure, whatever you're trying to handle, whatever you want to call them. But you're trying to create, so you just need to provide information about how Vulkan is supposed to create this thing for you, and then it will like device or physical device. You get back a handle, so this just needs to go through. You just tell Vulkan, hey, I need this kind of thing, this kind of device, logical device, and then it will give you back a handle to that kind of logical device. But you just need to provide the information to create that thing. Create info, they make quite a lot of sense, I think. And because it's C, you need to provide. Am I a me to put stuff into the bracket or outside of create info? Am I meant to put stuff into the brackets or outside it create info? You can do however you prefer. I prefer to put it immediately inside. I think you can do the same in C or C++. Yeah, at least C++ you can do the same thing. Hold on. If you go in here, let's say, yeah, I don't have any create infos immediately here, I would assume. No, I do not. But let's go into shaders, for example. And then I do, where do I do the create? Oh yeah, but the create info, okay, that's most a bad example because I do not. It's okay, maybe I can see this. Let's see. Yeah, because I used the extension here. Let's see if I do something that is more apparent. Maybe image. Oh yeah, but then I do now here, create image view. So here you can see have the info over here. So you can do this in Zig. I think you can do the same in C++ and also in C. I can send you an example in DM. Yeah, you can do that, but I prefer to do it like this. You can do it the other way around, but I feel then you have to write this image info, view info all the time, and then dot the field. I find this is a lot cleaner to just have it encapsulated in that sense in this code snip, in this scope. You still get all of that assigned in here. It's the same thing, just which one you prefer. But I find that I write less code when I do this, and not dot image view info dot image view info dot format. Instead, I just do dot right in here, and it just works, which is great. Anyways, we still are missing velocity, which will come from entity velocity. I don't think this one requires a... Yeah, it doesn't. It's a float. Should I do an F32? Maybe just for starters I could. Wow! Did not mean to do that. Oh my god. I'm pressing the wrong button all the time. Wait, I got this. There. Boom, boom, fuck. Okay, bam. And then I want to do a... Yeah. 32. Like that. Nailed it first try. Am I right? Who's with me? Okay. Then we can go back in here. And now we can see that this should be fine. We can leave the float cast in here. Not gonna do anything because we probably change it again later. Tick will be again info tick. I forgot, it's not going through the world. And let's see, is it just equals tick? I think it is. Yeah. And then here we'll pass the loop runs fixed. Yes, I'll send the current newly connected player that I did already. A naive update motion emit every tick. So this is basically what we're trying to do. For every, well, yeah, one of these we'll just do that. And then on the client side, we will have to receive them now. I removed the old here. We do no longer have update transform. We have update motion. What am I doing? I can just do a... Damn it. It's okay. Update motion command. I live beside the road and a car with flat tires just drove by. Damn. That's crazy. Let's see. And then we'll just do as we have always had done. So this should now be just the same thing. It shouldn't be anything weird about it. Let's see. I will do this. No, I won't do that. I will do this. Run that. And then I will start another one here. Sig build run. Let's see, this should do the same thing it always has done. It should be the same thing, just a different command. Let's see. It looks similar, yeah. Bit choppy, but it's okay. Pretty good. All right, that's good enough testing. I got distracted. All right, that should be. That's the same thing then. Should be. It is the same thing. And Now we want to kind of filter it also, so we want to make sure that, let's see. Oh wow, when did you turn the planet spherical, or and orange? Last stream we did it. We changed to surface nets. So instead of using marching cubes, we're using surface nets now. I should have done the same thing with those for like writing this kind of thing for it, because I found that I actually understood a lot more now when I had to do this. I was like, whoa, okay, that makes sense. But it's okay. Okay, only send a new update motion when entity has drifted off its last update motion predicted instead of every tick. The only per entity state you need is the last update motion sent, so just keep map of entity ID its last update motion. Now these should also be individual per client connection, because every client won't need the same entity information. We are not optimizing for that yet. We are just making stuff work. Now, where should I store it in the network manager itself? Wait, hold on. Something. This is the wrong one. This is the client one. I want the server one. Here yeah, I got these. So, let's see. We have pending all kinds of stuff. Now we're gonna add a new one. A auto hash map as well. We're gonna call this one also last motions. And we're gonna take in the key as U32 for which one, and then the shared net update motion. Boom. And yeah, we will have to initialize it as well over here. I mean, the max amount of motions we can have is the same init. I do not init the capacity. Because we can't really have a what's it called, more than motion, like class motion more than max entities, so we're gonna use that. I wonder, we'll just call it const. That's not how we spell const, by the way. Last motions, it's okay. It will be of this, like that. Paste it that there, and we'll do that. But how can I actually not init a exact capacity about these things? I feel like I should be able to. But maybe I can't. Even though I kind of know the size. Huh. Really? And it's a U32. No, wait here. It's called ensure total capacity. That's what I'm trying to find. Okay, that makes sense. But can't I just do this? So, ensure, no, okay. Ensure, no? No? Really? Well, it's okay. We can just do that then. Or empty, or what? I can't do shit. I can initialize it. Move. Okay. Give it that. Okay. PA. Last motions. Ensure total capacity. Okay. Sure. Whatever. Where will I get this? It's from. I do not pass that in. Wait, hold on. That's weird, shouldn't I? No, I don't pass in data. I should just pass in data, but I guess then I would have to take data in everywhere else as well. And data, it's not something really, not too crazy, but at this point it would look a lot cleaner. Because I need all of the fields from data. So data would just be nice. I could just use it. Unless is it a... It is, so I could actually do a slightly if I could do systems.world.max entities. That's fine. And this one requires a try. And then this one will be so. So now we'll have those there. Pretty fire. Each tick per dynamic entity, and then in here, before we send, we'll check const. We got the const entity already. Quite interesting to do it like that. Is there a more efficient way? Could get this. Ah, I think actually there's some other thing we could do, but let's do this first. I'm gonna call it entry, as it suggested. I'm gonna call try. I'm gonna do self.last motions get or put, but then we also need to remove it from here. That's the thing I'm not quite a big fan of, because it's gonna be bad. That's gonna be bad. I think, why not just store last motion in the entity itself? Because now we depend on having this thing, which is kind of bleh. ID. Well, this is actually like more explicit just with networking either way, so I guess we can do it here like this. It's fine. Entity ID. My const last motion is equal to entry dot value pointer. So now we've got the update motion. If, whoops, I didn't know you could do this. Wait, entry found existing. Because you can still like get it. That's interesting. Then just last motion. ID, entity ID, position. This is the video I sent. Learn modern Vulkan in 2 hours. Dynamic render passes. Bruh. Oh yeah, my bad. Sorry. Yeah, it's quite a lot of modern features inside of it, but it's really good. I think. Well, nonetheless, you still have to create devices and these kind of things. But yeah, true. I kind of forgot about that already. My bad. Let's see. Where do we have transform? position. I don't know why it's thinking that that should be a 2. It shouldn't be. Position, velocity, rotation, and yeah, nothing weird there. Velocity, entity dot velocity, and then we'll have dot rotation, entity dot transform velocity, rotation, blah. And then the tick will be equal to info tick, and then we'll put a so, and this is supposed to be E, and then F. Right. To vec. I'm saving up for a computer, so I'll watch it once I get it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, no stress though. Like, you don't need modern Vulkan features. It's not like that urgent, but yeah. And let's see here. Damn. Can get the full thing here. So still on the server, rerun the exact prediction the client is doing for the last update set. So yeah, we'll have to check these things. Gonna see what is the client's up to. But now, yeah, we'll have to do this for every single client. It's pretty dumb, and this will actually mean that this is dumb. This loop should be done separately, because otherwise I will be looping. Yeah, now I'm looping every single. Fuck me, what the fuck? I mean, I do need to send it to every client, but I don't need to do the check for this. Now I'm doing this check for every single client, and then I'm. I could actually move this out and then loop all of the clients with the update about this. Or just let it be like this, but it's pretty bad. It's pretty fucking bad. But it works. I think it makes more sense when we get to the calling. So then we either way have to do it like this, or we could just do the checks. No. We could probably keep an array of entities that are nearby and then loop that for that specific client. Something like that. I think that would be better. Yeah. So we're gonna keep it like this, because we're probably gonna go towards this approach more or less later on. Elapsed. And what do we do here? We do take class motion tick and tick seconds. Now tick seconds is not something that I have shared anywhere, which I probably should. I go to main real quick, because I just say it, I don't really do anything. So let's put it in shared. I think it makes sense. Where do we want to put it? In the root? Wow. And it's gonna be a public, and then time seconds, tick seconds. But do I call them different things throughout this thing? Wait, hold on, let me check. Because I think I do. No, okay, I call them tick seconds throughout the whole thing. Okay. Well, that's fine. Yeah, it will be fine. It will be fine. We can also change it now in here. Well, we do not have the LSP for that, but it's gonna be shared. Tick seconds. And the same for server main shared tick seconds W. All right. Ow. So then we can continue. I think we can pretty much just take this straight from here, all of these things. God. Like so. And then the tick here is info.tick. And this comes from shared.tick seconds. And unclear identifier is actually unset. I don't think it should be unclear. Oh, it is. Interesting. Oh, we cannot add it now. Nset. Wrong key. Import. But that comes actually from the shared numc. And this is entity position. And then the predicted, and then same for the entity. Wait. Okay, wait. Entity dot transform rotation. And it's local constant. Don't know why it's complaining here. And then if now we want to use these epsilons again, or how much they can kind of differ from the original. Position epsilon and rotation epsilon. Are they? No, they're only here. I will just tell them to be 0 point drift 25. Okay. Or it is 0.01. Ah, wait. Both of these are actually wrong. Back. Unless if this one is already stored as a... Oh, it is stored as a... Okay, then this one is all right. So we will here just get the info tick and the last... Yeah, so we store this one, the last tick that we did for an entity here. And then shared tick. So this one will always stay and this one will just increase basically. So we can only get a positive value and then elapsed will just increase. And then we'll get this one. Which is the predicted position where we have the position of the entity, then we multiply that with the, or add it, but this one is multiplied by elapsed time, the velocity, so we'll append it. And then position drift is just how much we are away from the actual position compared to the predicted one. And the same thing goes for this one with it's a dot product instead. So, but now I wonder if you do a dot product. could also rotate the opposite way, could we not? No, wait, no. Because if we rotate... Yeah, if we're 1, then it should be exactly the same, but if we start to differ, then... And if it start to differ... Yeah, okay, no, even if you do a total flip, we'll also... Yeah, okay, it's fine. And then we'll just resend the new version. This thing. But we also should store it, should we? Oh, last motion. It's not the send. My bad. Oh, Q to send, unreliable. Oh, my bad. We need to save this as the new one. Okay. That's okay. And then we'll send that one instead. Yeah, that makes sense. I was like, wait, hold on. This doesn't add up. Now it does make sense. So we can take this away from here. Put it in here. And then we can send... I don't think that will work though. Because it doesn't know the tag now. Yeah. But I think I can do update motion. It's equal to update motion. That. No. Because I really don't want to type it out again. Oh. Like so. Yeah. And then on the client side, we'll now do update motion. So when we receive these packages, but should I do it immediately? Yeah, I should probably do it immediately. Why not? We get the update motion here. Should I just do it all directly in here? Like, why not? Why not? So server tick estimate, the client best guess of the current server tick, and server tick latest render. Yeah. Oh, we need to... Okay, we're gonna store these ones. So when we do get a acknowledge, we do all of this, but we'll also do this thing. Do I want to store multiple server information? I think this is almost becoming kind of like a server structure, I almost feel, because we do also have server connection. So doing like a server struct kind of thing would kind of make sense. We'll do this. There. And then this thing will just be an F32. Zero, and this thing 32. And this one array pool. But I actually don't need... Can they just reuse... Well, that's clock synced. It's a bit different, but I wonder if it's even necessary. I don't think I even need it. I will just get rid of it. I don't see a reason why to have it. Remove it. Let's see, we can just do self that and self this. Get rid of that. And then render delay this. This is actually like client specific, yeah. Render delay takes 2, 1. That's okay. Let's see. Quickly see. Where's the I'm opening quickly up Restream on my other monitor just to see how we are doing. It looks good. Okay, good. Weirdly, nobody else is in the call right now with me. It's just kind of, well, it is just me. Funnily enough. Hmm. What should I call it? Oh. Okay. Incompatible types F32 and U32. Well, this one should be a F32 server-tick estimate, and then but this is it because of this one? Well, I guess I could also make that one a. See, renderly how far behind the data stick, why small, like blah blah blah. I could do it as a F32 also, just not having to do a casting here. And I would feel confident to say that should be fine. Yeah. All right. So now we got that. And now we can do the update server latest on every update motion. Okay, so we need to do this when we get here. Probably have to do an at max or something like that. Procedures that it's max because the update motion scan can arrive out of order, yeah. Self dot server tick estimate or server tick latest at max of what we currently got. The latest and update and tick. This is the client side that we're doing this on. So because unreliable update models can arrive out of order yet. So far, Ceretic estimate only has its seed value, but its clock evaluates reads every frame to know what server time is now, and the client renders server updates arrive only now and then, so the the clock has to keep moving on its own between updates each frame. But this is on its own update, so we don't want to do this on. We want to do this whenever we receive a. Yeah, this. Well, I guess it's kind of more or less just self-server estimate, and then we'll take info delta over shared and tick seconds. Like so. We'll update it in here. I think that makes sense because that happens only once per update loop. Then we'll advance, move the clock forward however many ticks of real time past this frame. This is what makes motion smooth. The clock keeps moving between packets. If that were perfect will be done, it isn't. Your machine clock runs slightly different from the server, and the frame hitch alt tab a load spike. Next line under count. Those tiny errors piled up with no way back after a few minutes, and the client would be rendering every noticeable in the past or future, and nothing would ever pull it straight, so each frame also should be. So I'm gonna do a target now. In here. Let's see. So we'll do in here before we do any of these things. In here we will have a const target. Well, it's actually target. It's in target position, or what is it? Target float int render to latex. Let me copy that. I'm gonna type out those at casting. This is self. Self latest and then self. So oh yeah, this is actually what we do get. So we're gonna check if that's something we wanna use. Where the clock should be right now. Take the new stick and the server sent us, and it sits fixed amount behind. I don't need to do this one every update. That's kind of dumb, isn't it? Because now we'll do this for every entity, and every entity doesn't need to do it. I could just do it once for the. Well, I guess no. Wait. Because this only should update. Yeah. I could just store the target outside. This is a dumb thing to just update every time because it's literally gonna be the same thing for the same whole loop. Let's see. Close a fraction of the gap to the target server tick estimate. Is the gap is to how much to close each frame. So an example just what's the gap for negative back zero on touch always. I jumped over this real quick. Server tick estimate. But yeah, if you look at that, it's self-server tick latest estimate is plus equal. Oh shit, yeah, this is gonna be bad if I do it here. I was thinking this is bad. Target minus server multiplied by And we could actually just do 0.1 like that. But this is gonna be bad if I do it in here. So let's not do it in here. We can just take it away. Put it here. I think this will be fine. Backing the client teleport each entity straight to motion position the instant and update the right instant jumpy position replaced with an evaluator function that runs every frame, computes where each entity is from with latest update motion plus the clock. So it glides between update instead of jumping. It's called an evaluator because it just plugs the current time into the motion and reads of position it simulates. So we will add an update motion into the system of entities. And we can actually just put it equal to, I don't know if the default value even has anything valuable. Yeah, I cannot really do anything there. I could just zero it out. Again, I did the wrong thing. So mem std mem 0 init. Compile time. Initialize all the fields of the structure with their default values or 0 values if no default values is present. If the field is present in the provided initial values, it will instead structure are initialized recursively. Wait, but do I? Oh, but I have to do it for. Because don't I can't. I think it will have to take in 2 parameters, doesn't it? Yeah, but what's the second? I'm a bit confused. Let me see, what does it do? This is struct. Zeros. Isn't that what I want to do? Zeros. But isn't that from std meant zeros? Yeah, there. Boom, that's the thing I wanted. You're joking, that one is not supposed to take into. Yeah, okay, good. So we'll just zero it out like so. It will be fine. And then the value that runs every frame for each entity it reads, it stores update motion and moves the position forward that has passed since the update position. Yeah, so actually this is something we need to run on the client for every entity, not in the actual. And we can actually just put it here instead of step bullets, but doesn't matter where I did. I would just do it here. Or self and then self world. It should be world. I don't store the world here. Where the fuck do I store the world then? Do I pass it in every... Oh, info, I'm dumb as fuck again. Actually, it's in the server. Info world. Entities. And then values. Entities. Or entity. Entity. And then here, let's see. Let me take this. We're gonna update that work. This is supposed to be run for every entity that has. Yeah, we don't want to update it in. Gonna take this, and then we're gonna get rid of that. Instead of saying let's see, you should say let's Zig. That would be pretty fire. Server time. So we're gonna get this actually from the self network, and then that one, and then this is from shared. This thing. This one is also from there. Share that and max extrapolation seconds. Does it say? No examples. Great. Doesn't tell me anything about how big. I guess it's just seconds. So I could literally put it to fab. But yeah, basically just check if it's an optional. So that means I should really rethink a little bit here now, because I did not think it as being optional. Ah, 0.25. We'll go with that. And then, but this one is not a optional, but I think we could make it an optional maybe with the... Yeah, we'll make it an optional. But that's... Make it an option. I don't like options. And then this will become transform that position. Rotation. And this quaternion means I can do nset quat f32 from back. And that should be pretty much it. Now all of them will be by default optional, but when we receive in the network, we will assign it, I think. Yeah, let's go to the network manager. Whoa. So, well, we could actually, nah. In here, we'll no longer do this. Instead, that we can still do. But you could actually do this tick as a separate packet and send that. I don't know. We'll do cell. Oh, we actually got the entity here. Entity dot update motion will now become that. Pretty fine. And now they will always have one that goes on, basically. Let's see. I'm gonna have to write down because I'm still wondering about the clock. I will write it down quickly in a place because I'm not sure that way. And I will review that later. I just want block. And I also want to check the motion. Eight-hour stream today? Probably not. Maybe if I... Nah, probably won't. It will... Let's see, I'm checking my calendar. Yeah, no, I want to hit the legs. I have leg day tomorrow morning. Or that's the plan, so... But okay, let's see. Damn, yeah, I know. Step 6 movement is smoothly between updates, but the moment new update motion arrives there. Okay, let's see. I think this should be enough to actually make it just a little bit snappy, but it should still be able to interpolate between those. And if it doesn't, then we have done something wrong. Or I have done something wrong. Yeah, it's just a little bit snappy, you see? But it feels smoother than if you looked at the beginning of the stream, at least. It's just a bit jumpy right now. Especially when they get close. It looks like I'm a mobile game out now because just the view. Oops. I think this is actually because of the hash mapping that I actually sometimes just die and lose connection, and it just... I should move to... Are you going to give them a walk animation? They do have a walk animation. Just looks bad right now. Or they should have one. Unless if I loaded the wrong GLB file. Oh wait, they don't use it. Oh my god, they actually have the wrong... It's the wrong skeleton loaded. Oh my god. They look like they're sliding. They do. They're supposed to have their walking animations, but they don't. Where's the normal gun, Lucas? I'm still just puking, you know. All right, but then we're good with that. Now we're just snapping onto places. Let me fix those on animations, and then sure, whatever, and then normal gun. Also, okay, so now I have them on the to-do. Don't worry about it. Smoothing position and rotation. Step 6 moves entities smoothly between updates, but the moment a new update. Actually, just a quick side note on this thing, because right now I'm doing it a little bit bad, but you know, in the future I think we'll actually be able to do something more cooler. Yeah, especially for the bullets, because okay, wait, let me show you. But you saw that wait, if you have the planet like it's a bit like this, right? Sure. When you shoot a bullet, it goes like this. It goes and it starts to rotate. What I think we can do in the future is try to keep the bullet go along the surface like this. I think that would just be a little bit more of a fair play for the players, because it's a bit annoying when you shoot it off. Unless if it's a gun that kind of should do that, but then, I don't know. You guys tell me. I think that would be more of a fair play. I hope you had grass for some orders will be snow, desert, etc. Yeah. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking also there's a really good wait, let me see, SDF models. No. What is it called? What is it called? What is its name? Help! Wait, I'm gonna find it. Guys. Don't worry. My Discord is broken. I just realized. And nobody has told me. The bullets are affected by gravity? No, kind of. They are right now, but they have like their custom-made gravity. I don't know what's up with Discord nowadays. It just randomly freezes, and it's freaking annoying. But what I wanted to show was, if I show you guys also, I can show you the Discord real quick here at the same time. Who was it who did it? Who? Hello. My Discord again just died for no reason. What's the guy's name? Indigo. Is it Neuro? No. Indigo. SDF.
Indigo, isn't that a color?
Something like that. I don't know his name.
Oh, you mean the guy who made super duper fast STFs?
No, who made shader stuff. Shader toy. He's the first guy that pops up.
Shader toy.
Shader toy. Let's see. He's probably one of the first that pops up here somewhere. Fly guy.
What are you searching for?
Indigo, whatever his name is.
Bro, when you say that, the only thing I release.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Where is he? Hot popular. Okay, whatever. I know when I find it, okay? I just don't know. No. Are they free? They look sick. I don't know if they're free, but they are just there on shader toy. You can pretty much use them to mess around and figure out how shaders works. Pretty simple. But yeah, we'll get to that later. This thing.
But really about do the stream hear me?
I think so. The stream hears you.
Yo, chat. Do you hear this?
Yo, admin, give him a negative.
They do hear that.
What did he say?
Good.
Good. Anyways, we'll continue. Step 6 moves entities smoothly between updates, but the moment a new update motion arrives, there are two snaps. The position jumps to the correct spot you're interpolation was a little off, and the rotation clicks to the new orientation. It's been snapped since step 3. Step 7 eases both out. Now no new behavior, just removing those 2 pops. Are they free, or what do you mean double question marks for right now? What position? When a new update motion... The soundboard. What? Wait, W soundboard. Yeah, you guys do hear it, right? Yeah, you do hear it. Stop. I don't know. When a new update motion lands, don't jump straight to it. Target. Carry the leftover error and decay it out over a few frames. This needs 2 new fields on the client entity. Both uses in this entity below. Smooth motion, tick, and position error. Let's go to system and then the entity, and we'll add it in here. This is like more networking. This is translation. Yo, how is it going? Hello, Webby. We're improving the networking to use deadrocking. So we are just gonna be sending like where you are and what direction you want to go from what timestamp, and then the client will just interpolate that until they receive a new direction, and they will take that direction. I was thinking of doing the curves, but the thing is that I do not have such a persistent destination yet. I may be able to do it, because what I need to do then is that right now I'm updating the directions so frequently with Jolt physics. You know, it just decides randomly that I'm gonna take a different path. But maybe, at least for an RTS, it could make sense, because you don't update directions that often. You kind of like get the predetermined path and then you move that way. Time to rewrite physics. Yeah, we might be getting there. But when I get to flow fields, when the planet starts looking like this, right? This is a very huge abstract idea of it, right? When I get to this point, and I get that the enemy is here and the player is here, I can already compute the path that it's supposed to take at one go and send this whole path over, and then I can use curves with this information for it to move. That could work. The only problem is that every time the player moves out of this cell, it now has to recompute the whole path again. And it has to do for all of the entities. So I don't know if it's really worth it or not, but you know, you could do that. You're getting there. Yeah, I did flow fields for mine. It didn't work that good, so I left it. So I did do crowd simulations. Crowd simulation. How is that? How does that work? How is it different from flow fields? Hmm. And set back 32. I can send you a video so you can watch afterwards. Yeah, that would be nice. It has some really good pointers, really. Maybe it's better than, wait, I'm gonna quickly take a look. Oh, that is not really... Flow fields. Because I know this one. I think this one is great. No, not this one. Fuck. Wait. A visualizer processing. Flow field. Path finding. Yes, red glob. Red glob. Do they have it? What? Crowd simulation. they do not, because they have a really good like flow fields, kind of like. I think you should be able to move this thing. Whatever. Whatever. They do have usually good stuff. Unique pointer sent to you in PM, only 11 minutes. Oh wow. Yeah, we'll look into it once I'm done with the stream. Yeah, you get some more information on what else to research. Some people use it for basic automation of chess moves. Damn. Okay, let's see. Then we will continue on, and then here, with those in place, the snapshot turns once per new update. Yeah. So when we update the information here for every single entity, we'll now also do a if motion dot tick is not equal, wait, entity. No, this is starting to feel a bit weird that I have to do that, but I guess it kind of makes sense. Entity dot position error is equal to entity position transform position minus the target, and then entity smoothness or smooth motion tick. So basically what we'll do here is that he will interpolate between, do I want to do this before or after? Well, anyways, we'll get this, and then we'll get the age, and then we'll get where we would like to go, right? And then in here motion tick, if it's not equal to whatever we have stored on the entity, which should happen every time now, what the fuck? I think this logic is wrong. Okay, but it should at least work for, well, at some point target will be the position itself, but kind of. Oh yeah, because we don't want to do that. Do you know a guy called Cherno? He makes pretty good content. I have heard about him. I watched like one of his videos when I tried to learn C++. Really good if you're trying to learn C++, I would say. Power F32 error decay per second. And then delta time. It's okay. Turns okay, but he does it way too much object oriented for my test. True, that's also one reason why I didn't really like too much to watch him. It just complicates everything. He makes Vulkan videos as well. I like Hope, yeah. No, I thought like it's the same thing always. Like when I started C++ and it's also object oriented, I thought it was super cool, and like it did things so well organized and everything. But then after I continued on and started to look into it, it's like, okay, no, actually, it makes things more confusing than it needs to be, because it's so weird because when you start to do the organization of things or think more about the design and actual what the data is supposed to do, that's when it becomes confusing. I like his reviews. It's like 20-minute build system project structure for 35 minutes video review. Do you know the alternative, Freezy? Functions, I think. Functional programming is also quite interesting, but I don't know if I'm a big fan of it, really. I haven't tried it that much yet, to be fair, so. But we'll see. Entity transform position is equal to error position. My bad. Position error. And set vec scale and entity position error by error decay. Keeps the frame rate independent. Yeah, examples. And then we do this thing. Entity transform position is equal to target plus entity error position. Look into DoD or data-oriented design. Do you have to allocate things? By allocating this, do you mean new keyword or are you referring to memory management manual with malloc free? The yeah doesn't make it really clear which one you meant. Do you mean A or B? Yes. New. But yeah, I think new is used in OOP. Isn't new just, or is new actually used elsewhere than C++? Just lerp current update motion target. So it's pretty much the same thing that we just did for that one, but now for the rotation. So we can, it's just gonna be the same as this one. Target rotation, then smooth, so it would be entity. No, wait, smooth rotation, that's just a value also. It's the same probably. I'm gonna do the same. Maybe it's wrong, maybe it's not, who knows. And then we'll do info delta time. And let's see, rotation instructs, right. So transform. And then same thing here.
Yo, Luber.
Tell
What's
me
going on?
about whatever that Luber is.
Yeah, your new name is Luber. So
Damn.
I saw your stream on YouTube. I got recommended it, and I didn't click it, right?
Brother,
Because
wait,
just
before you
after.
say anything, what the? Okay, never mind. I hate
Yeah.
Discord. It's so fucking bad. It showed me that you were deafened. That's like you're talking, you're deafened. That's crazy.
Yeah, you see, I am actually deafened, but you're schizo.
Wait,
Yeah.
new is used in OP pointers, maybe other as well. Yeah, like all languages where you do OP normally calls new class to create the object and what people doesn't understand that you have actually allocated memory on the heap. I don't use
Yeah, I know
new with
that.
OP. You wrote C sharp, didn't you? Int numbers new. Oh, C++ and C sharp. String names new string. Yeah. Int numbers. You can do that, so I guess. But isn't that just a... std unique pointer numbers new int. Well, there you got new. Oof, I'm out. 1.3 seconds, I'm out. What are you guys talking about? I'm confusion.
Yeah, 1.3 seconds. Yeah, that's what she said.
Okay, let's see.
Hey, why do I see that Lubar is playing Planetary Sigma?
I'm always playing. Well, I guess it's... Oh yeah, right, I need to start a new planet. At least they're not... kind of not teleporting. Not as badly at least, but I'm still like a little bit glitchy. Check the Discord general. Wait, what? Lucas is added to the STD vector loop. Oh my god. 1.3 second, I'm out. Oh shit, that one.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that's me when I look at Lucas's
You
code.
holy tomato with the stem also.
The stem?
The stem?
Bro. What stem?
What stem? What stem are we talking about?
How big is your stem?
Oh, it's really... Brother.
It's a serious question.
We do not talk about things like this here. This is family-friendly Lucas channel.
Oh, I thought it was the not family-friendly Lucas channel.
Oh, the portal! I was about to say the same thing. Oh, you're talking about the portal.
Yeah, I'm out.
T-Chef, you just like me. It's Harold that's in the call, but otherwise good.
I'm T-Chef.
Okay, it's T-Chef, my bad.
Yeah, I'm T-Chef.
Yeah, it's Harold.
Ich komme aus Deutschland.
You sound alike. Yeah, I agree. They sound so similar. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, he's very German, and I'm very Swedish. Yeah, it's basically, Germanic language,
Why is the planet always so damn tiny?
That's what she said. Right?
I can't get a big planet. have a little bit too much speed, don't I? When I said that was she said in my mind too. Sorry, I meant Harold. Damn it.
Well,
Damn it. He also said that, when he said that, that's what she said. He said like, yeah, that's also what he was thinking.
yeah. Mm-hmm. It's because I have such original thoughts.
Yes. Great minds think alike. Of course they do. They do. Sometimes, a lot of times, they do think alike. Do you like the taste
Really?
of that pen, Lucas? I do love the taste of it. I eat it every
Whoa,
day.
whoa. Oh, what are we talking about?
Pens.
What?
Yes.
I thought you were talking about something else.
Oh, yes. Very much talking about something else. I'm gonna change the one thing here real quick is the way I do the light, because it's a bit annoying that it's doing the way it's being done. But I wonder if I should do that by...
Do it.
Because I do it in scene data. Well, yeah, everything else is here. So what we can do is just let's see, light direction here. I do on based on elapsed time. I will do a
That's very elapsed of you.
Light time. So I can do it here, and that will be info that elapsed time multiplied by 0. Or it could also be shifted. That could be fine. Just optimizing, but it's okay. It's 0.1. I don't want it to be so fast. That's the thing. I don't like it. Light time. I didn't even have to close the thing and restart it. That's dumb. That's what I did, alright?
Hey, why are you playing Planetary Sigma?
I'm a gamer.
You gay?
No.
I didn't know.
Yeah, now it's a bit slower, so it's actually like manageable. I don't know why it says teleporter charge 0, right? Because it's not sending an update about the actual teleporter. Wait, what's happening? Love likes the taste of pen. Is Doom writing yet another Minecraft clone? How much was that soundboard, Harold? How many does
What?
one need? 6% points in Twitch. No, Harold, oh my god, it looks like a stem. Come on.
The portal.
It's a portal, come on, man.
No, it's a stem.
It's a portal, bro.
No,
No, with pivot, it's a dragon. It's a dragon? How
a
is...
dragon. Yeah, so she said. Well.
Oh, wait, yo, you wanna see my track? That's what she said, you know? No, wait. Where's the sus soundboard when you need
Okay,
it?
from Jesus, he says that it looks like a pumpkin.
Pumpkin? Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Fairly renders there, damn. Well, I mean, I thought it was the pumpkin at first. With 10? Yes. Actually,
Adrian.
let's see. Vulkan Sage. Did I just put the wrong? Wait, where it's in system actually. Hmm. Okay, wait. Explain your friend group. When do we play Civ? I don't own it, but I could. This is a fun stream. Yes, we could play Civ at some point when Harold gets it. You know, we just Harold. Is,
Bro, I am never getting that, bro. I have half a euro.
half a year. Okay,
Yeah.
guys, we're gonna. I need to figure out why this one is not really doing the thing it should be doing. We could do that, yeah. I think it will be fine. I like Civ. We just need to wait for Harold to get it. Found it. The client
Yeah, bro,
command.
that is not
Okay,
happening anytime
The
soon.
setting of both the jump comes from two structural different not tuning. Client clamps extrapolation age. Moving entities freeze then jump main one. Have you tried turning it off and on? Harold, you mean?
Yeah, have you tried?
140. It's a bit unupdated, but age admin, but that should be the same thing. Target. Zero doesn't clamp. Target position. Full stop. What does that mean? What matters is Zero only emits a new motion when predict drifts larger unit. A constant velocity entity never drifts, so no new packet arrives for a while. With after the 0 point where the client stops advancing it, the entity freezes mid-stride, then snaps forward when a turn final triggers. Removes the clamp and it extrapolates smoothly along velocity like the tutorial. The single min is almost certain what you're seeing. Server fits motion inside per client loop. Only one client gets updated. Tutorial calls fit curve once before the client loop into the shared pending curves, then send that same list to everyone. Game does drift check inside while client next, yeah. For each entity, client sees drifts, resets last motion to current, sends clients to now checks against the just reset baseline drift, sends nothing with client. But I only have one client, so it should be fine. But the first iteration order is stored and frozen. Single client hides it. Hoist the fitter out of the client loop exactly like the tutorial. Fit one into pending motion list. Then send the list per client. Clock update before draining packets. Server tick estimate at the top of the network web using last frame server tick light with no clock sync at the gate. Tutorial does it at the bottom after the draining gate. Hit on clock sync, one frame stay. Yeah, okay. Do you think you have surpassed Harold in Zig yet? No, Harold is still like he's also still improving on it, so no.
Am I?
Yeah, you're doing some weird ass WebAssembly and risk, I don't know.
There's no risk.
Cheesecake. Oh wait, it's Cheesecake that does it, my bad.
Yeah, he wants to do something with that.
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good at Sig, right? But I'm just not good at logic programming.
He's not good at logic, you hear that?
Yeah, exactly, guys. You hear that?
Okay. And then we'll go back to here and we will... So the tutorial has no admin or age. That's weird. I think maybe you should. Huh. Well then let's not do it. If you're not good at logic in programming, what are you good at? Syntax. I don't know, Harold.
Design. Nah, but it's like, you know, I don't know how to explain it really. It's, you know, I can interact with like system APIs and do shit like that, right? But if it's gonna be like the shit I'm doing right now, where it's like control flow for WASM programs, then it's like, yeah. Cheesecake said that I should say that I really love DIHS. They will understand. Yeah, I could say that, but it's not true because I know that you like them, you know.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Think, Mark.
That's so dumb.
What's dumb?
TIHS.
DIHS, are they dumb? Yeah, I mean they don't really have a brain, do they?
No, I didn't know. I
You have anything to say?
No, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything. I don't. Well, what the fuck?
Okay, so you think they're really dumb, right?
Yes, super dumb.
Are children smart?
Children are really smart.
So if you pair the two, then it's a great combo.
Oh my fucking god.
Helicopter, helicopter.
You just play soundboard when I spawn the boss. That's very funny.
Great.
It
Yeah,
is-
you know, the boss should say helicopter.
Why do you know so much about children? I don't. Oh my god. You people just like you twist and turn words, man. I'm telling you guys, you're sick. Might have to call Gideon, or better yet, Chris. Who's Chris Hansen?
Gideon. Yeah, that guy.
Who's Gideon? Somebody tell me who Gideon is.
He's a prank YouTuber in
Ah,
2026. The big number.
I mean, we could also make enemies that only wants to be on the light or dark side of the planet, because we already know the direction of the light all the time, kind of. So we could do that, you know? Well, its interpolation is done, but it's still like laggy as fuck. I need to think about that for a bit. But I think it's mainly because of the player controller that it's not the actual problem with anything else. But that's okay. Wait, what did you send? I want to see what you sent, Webby. And it's loading until tomorrow. That's great. I mean, we could still just do the... Oh, okay. Ooh, let's watch this thing. I think it's pretty good. Let's see, where do I... There. And I will do that, so... There.
And how important it is to get right for a real-time strategy game. Also, I'll talk about how Age of Empires used some decent design choices to simplify their crowd simulation, and how StarCraft 2's crowd simulation, even having been refined for so long, still has a few problems. What those problems are, and what we can do to solve all of them. If you haven't played RTS games before, you really should try one. The feel of building a base, commanding large armies, and then moving them about and crushing your enemies can be so satisfying. Okay, back to pathfinding. What is crowd simulation? A lot of the good feel or frustration that players can have when playing an RTS come from having what most people consider good or bad pathfinding. But crowd simulation, which is separate from pathfinding, oftentimes contributes more towards the feel of the game. In game development, the term pathfinding is used when we talk about finding a path from point A to B while avoiding static obstacles along the way. Typically, this is done by way of a nav mesh that is built based on what terrain is pathable and what static obstacles are not pathable. And games typically use A-star or a modified version of A-star to go find paths. But in an RTS, units don't really pathfind around other units. They only pathfind around these static objects. The nav mesh is too expensive to build each iteration as units move, and the faster units move, the more it becomes unfeasible to have units affect the nav mesh at all. So pathfinding is really about avoiding buildings and terrain in an RTS. That's where crowd simulation comes in. Crowd simulation is what determines how well the units can avoid each other. So there are many forms of crowd sim. There's, RVO avoidance, so we'll talk about that later. There's flocking, there's flow fields, and many more. Crowd simulation is how units behave when they only have a small amount of information about the local space around them. It's as if you knew you had to get to one point of the restaurant to the other point of the restaurant, but you could only ever see people 3 feet in front of you. You can still see the whole layout of the restaurant. You can still see your goal. But if people make a wall around you, it's hard to navigate to get to your goal. And the reason that crowd simulation traditionally only has this limited view of the world is because of performance. It's very expensive for units to have to be paired up with every other unit, if you break it down to grids, let's say in the grid, to be able to calculate paths at every frame. That's an exponential problem. So it's quite hard to make a good crowd sim algorithm that is able to take you through all the different edge cases that you'll encounter pathing from one place to the next where lots of units are in your way. If you take a look at a game like StarCraft, you'll see that units are pretty smart at getting around each other. For example, when a group of units attack here, the ones with lower range, like these Marines in the back, let the higher range units, like these siege tanks, stay farther away, so they don't push them, so they go around the siege tanks. Age of Empires 4 took a different approach by pushing the unit in front of them slightly forward when they're trying to get into range of an attack. So what happens is these archers are getting pushed forward by each other as they're coming into range, and so the front archer eventually gets too close sometimes, and in this case it gets close to the catapults, and the catapults get full impact because of that. What can get frustrating is if your archers are being pushed into a line of melee infantry, for example. Age of Empires 4 does a lot with formations to keep from having to avoid each other. Basically, the units come pre-sorted in battle. The knights will be up front, the archers will be in back. So the knights don't actually push the archer into range. And that's their solution to this. So good crowd sim is quite hard to do. StarCraft does a tremendous job at it. but even they will have a few edge cases, which can be frustrating when you experience them. Up here, you can see a couple of Marines up top have given up trying to attack at this point because they are actually blocked, they think. Even though if they moved a little bit higher, they would be able to get around. They don't know that because they only know, 3 feet in front of them, right? In terms of crowd sim. These units don't actually make a static obstacle on the nav mesh, so A-star doesn't help here. If they were siege tanks, which actually does affect nav mesh because siege tanks can be assumed to never move, and so nav mesh building wouldn't have to happen per tick, just when they siege up, they do affect pathfinding and not crowd sim. I'll show a few more examples here. I'm forming a wall with Marines in StarCraft 2 here. It's taking a while. Let me speed it up a little bit. In Zero Space, we can do this pretty quickly with a tool called line drag. You right click and drag, and that can be used to attack and keep your formation. I'll use line drag next in Zero Space to show you. But you can see how this Marine can't figure a way out of this straight wall. And if you try to do a concave, it'll do a lot worse. In Zero Space, it's really easy to set up line formation for your units. Just right click, drag, and then they just form up. Here you can see while the units are trying to get to the other side, they do second guess themselves because again, they can only see 3 feet in front of them, but eventually they actually find the right path out. And sometimes when you have a lot of units at once, it can be a traffic jam, but we handle that case here too. These avoidance behaviors also impact moving units through a series of smaller choke points. So here I've set up a map with pylons choking it off. There's 5 routes to get to the other side. There's a middle, there's 3 on top, on the very top you can't see, and there's 1 on the very bottom. But as you can see here, as the Marines start going through, they're just using mainly the middle routes, right? And eventually they'll start doing only the middle lane. And you can see on the other side here, some of the Marines are starting to give up because they think they're stuck, right? They've been trying to get through and they haven't been able to, so they just end up giving up. And you can see some of these Marines are actually already on the other side. I don't know why these ones in particular give up. In the end, a third of the units ended up giving up and not making it through. Crowd behavior can also affect units that you had placed in a location that you don't want to move. If you wanted your Ultralisk to not move here, and you maybe are moving Hydras around it, oftentimes the Hydras, in this case the Marines, can crowd surf the Ultralisk, and in the end they oftentimes don't go back to their home position. Zero Space uses collision tiers to avoid things like this, allowing bigger units to not be moved by smaller units around it. But you kind of need good avoidance behavior to be able to get around those clumps of bigger units. If you don't have the best avoidance behavior, you're going to get even more stuck, right? The small units will actually catch on the bigger units if the bigger units are making any sort of a wall. This is great for giant units where you really want to be able to walk fluidly around them without getting hampered, right? Here's an example of what typically is handled by something called RVO avoidance, or reciprocal velocity obstacle avoidance. You can make your crowd sim implement RVO. And what that means is that when, let's say, 2 marauders are walking towards each other and trying to get past each other, as they hit each other, they will see before they hit and redirect their velocities slightly away from each other. That works when you have small amounts of units, but when you have a massive units like this, it starts to break down. And you can see here, Zerglings are actually left behind, and they actually give up their attempt to reach their destination. So if you have 2 armies ordered in different directions, you might actually have units who end up behind and never move. So I've shown all these edge cases for crowd simulation and how it's hard to properly do it. And a lot of that is because we need to move lots of units at once. There's a performance cost. That's why we're saying units can only see 3 feet in front of them. But the cost of crowd sim performance also impacts how massive your armies can get. In StarCraft 2 here, as optimized as it is on my 2.4 gigahertz computer, it starts dropping below 30 frames per second with about 1,000 Marines attacking. So SE2's tick rate is about 23 per second, and I'll get to tick rates later. At the moment, Zero Space can handle about 1,500 units on my 2.4 gigahertz at about 80 tick rate. So if we reduce that tick rate later, I might reduce it to 40 or 60. 80 is a bit on the high side. But we should be even more performant and be able to support even more units. H4 does a few tricks to keep their crowd sim performant. They run their ticks at a pretty low rate, and the knights seem to rotate a little slowly. It seems like they change direction maybe every half second, so it's not very smooth. So the start of the change is every half second. The change itself is smooth. We only utilize one CPU for the crowd sim step to keep hardware requirements a little lower. We can probably push our crowd sim a lot higher, but that means we'll always require like an 8-core machine that's fast, right? So typically computers have 4 cores that are pretty turbo boosted, but if you try to utilize all the cores, that boost goes down. So yes, for the Warcraft 3 folk, we do have body blocking, feeling pretty good, as you can see here. There are also vehicles with acceleration, like these hover tanks, which allow some interesting gameplay. And there are a multitude of other fixes, such as units moving exactly to the middle of where your mouse clicked, having magic box implementation, which keeps your units in formation if your unit's clump is small enough, making sure that units can move, just 1 pixel away if your mouse is asking it to. So what does better crowd simulation unlock for RTSs? What's the fun stuff that we could be doing? They can really add spectacle to our game modes, especially things like our PvE, including the campaign and the co-op modes. We can have tons of units swarm at you, and it just feels good to both control lots of units, but also to smash lots of units. Here's our survival game mode, which is very similar to They Are Billions, but it's co-op. There's a ton of waves every night that come in. You have to be able to survive all those waves. And now we could actually drop thousands of units each night for you to slay. There's a little bit of work left for Zero Space. We've been improving a lot in areas like art. We're also due for some changes in UI. For crowd simulation, we'll be tackling things like network prediction, which is kind of a form of rollback, as well as formations, allowing our units to take on different clumping behaviors, so we might get a more Roman legion look to the mass of units. I had wanted to talk a bit about netcode and things like determinism, tick rate, latency, and performance there, but I'll do that in another video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to get an update when we announce Zero Space's release date. Read the Steam page, link below.
I don't think it was still like actually explaining RTS pathfinding explained and why it feels so good. I think if it was very high level, I thought it would be a little bit more low level explaining about the logic about how it would work, but that wasn't the case. Fuck. It's okay. What's the time anyways? Oh wait, you sent me the check that. Great info, yeah. When you send code examples on Discord, you could let me show you an example. Do this. You put the backticks and then you write whatever you want. You can also provide is it the language before? Like if you want to do, is it like no?
Yeah, you do the 3 things and then the language like Rust, for example.
Yeah.
And then there's new line, and then spaces, like you can't have space on that line, alright?
Yeah.
So the first line is just the 3 things, then the language. Yeah.
Oh my god. But yeah. And then you put 3 ticks again afterwards. Crazy. But yeah, that. So then it's just easier to read what you have said because I can't read. Okay, you did it. So you do a hello triangle application. I'm not gonna leak our chats. Okay, I could maybe, but create instance, and then you have the app, and then you do the app info, enable validation layers. Yeah. No, I prefer to put the create info as you do all of the fields immediately. As I did in here. Immediately you do the create info and then you just provide immediately the fields with that, because otherwise you get that extra name all the time and I don't like that. But that's my preference. Right? You're right, that saves so much time. Yeah. Well, I think it's more just a bit clearer. That's all. It's not really like, well, yeah. Yeah. I wonder, should I? I'm not very happy with this thing, but I think I would rather just No. I think I will end the stream. I need to get onto
What
it with
is...
some other.
Bro, you have streamed for like 2 seconds.
It's 1.5 hour-ish, and then watch the
What?
video. But no, I will.
Oh, you were maybe not in the VC the entire time, or...
No, yeah, Discord freaking froze and crashed. It was freaking awful.
Okay. I thought you... Okay. Right.
Yo, I'm getting some chips. Wait, no, I'm ending the stream, bro. Don't get it. But I should actually watch there's a few videos I would like to watch, which I have just been putting off right now. About the... One is about the... What was it? Well, the Vulkan video I should also watch, but... Yeah, I'm ending, I think, because I'm a little bit... have a few things I still need cooked and need to take care. Okay, yeah. But there are a few things I need to take care of which are not really relevant for this right now. And it's pissing me off that I'm thinking about them all the time, so that's why I end the stream. But we'll get back and look into... I think audio is something I would probably like to look at, but maybe... Or just actually getting more enemies and this kind of like gameplay.
Getting more enemies.
Yeah. Hopefully you get better, Lucas. I'm alright. I just have a few things that I want to take care of.
Yeah, Lucas, hopefully you get better.
I'm fine, guys.
Get well soon.
Don't worry. But we'll end it here
Get
for
well.
now. Thank you for watching, and I know it's been short,
no.
but we'll catch on again soon. Bye.
We'll catch on. Right?
Yes, or whatever. We'll catch up.
We never done anything